to another episode of Underrail, and as you can see, we're starting the game. On the last episode, I went through what build I'm using. This is my second playthrough, so I kind of went with a new build, the side build this time, and hopefully it's going to work for us this time. Not a guarantee, but we'll see how we do. Hadron Turner. Alright, last topic, of course. Earthquake repairs. So you can do skip intro, or you can say continue. We're going to say continue. Is the breach at the administration level finally closed off? Vera Hale. Yes. Tanner. And the South Tunnel? What's the situation there? Gorski. Got to dig deeper to plant the explosives, or we risk more damage to the tunnel. Hale. Almost everyone is working shifts up there now, with the administration level is stabilized. Shouldn't be too long now. Gorski, how's the security looking? And Gorski replies, got one man at the cave exit, and that's enough. Automatic security is strong there, and as long as we know the crossroads and the cove are clear, no one can sneak up on us. Got one man at the underpass, and he's ordered not to open the gate no matter what. That would be too risky at this time. Everyone else is at the platform securing workers and tunnels. Tanner. Good. If no one else has anything else to add, that will conclude this council meeting. Actually, just one more thing. In case you didn't already know, I admitted a new citizen to the station. And then Hale says, that DeMiro fella? So that's my name, that's what I picked for my character. Tanner. Yes, he scored very well on most of the test. I think he will be a good addition to the station. Gorski. You put too much trust in your test, Tanner. We'll see how he handles live action. Hale. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Best put him to work immediately. We need all hands on deck right now. Tanner. Indeed. So, it's a little bit of the story, but as far as the part that I got into the game, they never really explain where you come from. What test did you take? Why did you come over here to join these guys out of the countless other people? How'd you even get here with like no skill level? Because you start off as a basic character with like nothing on you. So again, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. They still need, it's still in development, guys, by the way. And I'm not picking it apart. I'm just saying that they do need to maybe fix some of the stuff and kind of go into more depth on what the past of your own guy is. So the footlocker, there's nothing in it, so we'll close that down. You can look at the broken pixels on the wall. This colorful mosaic doesn't seem to represent anything in particular. You can turn the light switch on. Now, if you're playing a stealth build, you want to make sure you turn the lights off. It's harder for people to see you when you do that. This hanged rat, what could it mean? Probably that you don't like rats. Nothing in the shelves. You'll see ventilation shafts on the wall. You can't actually access these, but later on in the game when you get outside in dungeons, you can. So let's see, we'll go ahead and access the desk that your computer's sitting on. You get a compass, it's a tool. It's easy to get turned around in the tunnels of Underrail. You probably need this. It always points north, and you can actually use this in your inventory, and it will put up a pointer on the map or on your screen that will tell you which direction you're going, so that you can kind of get your bearings again. You get SGS credits 200. This is the currency for this town. This town uses only this currency. If you go to other towns, you'll use different kinds of currency there, and some towns actually have a currency broker, basically, which will allow you to exchange some credits from one town to the credits they use in this town, and usually it's very unfavorable to you. You'll give them like 1 credit, and you'll give them 50 credits, and they give you 1 credit of theirs. You're losing quite a bit of money. Usually it's just best to run back to that other town, but sometimes that other town doesn't have what you need, and so you kind of have to just take the loss. Private quarter key card unlocks your private quarters, so we're going to go ahead and take all of that. Let's see, personal computer, security scope, DeMiro personal, access level full. So I can go into my personal messages. New personal messages too. I can read the message keycard from Wayne, or read message welcome to the Tanner, or welcome from Tanner. So we'll do the keycard. Title keycard author Wayne. Hi, I fixed your door, so the keycard should work fine now. If you haven't found it yet, The key card should be in your desk. See you around. So that's the end of that one. We'll do the welcome from Tanner. Congratulations, you have passed all the tests we presented you in the past weeks and have now obtained full citizenship in Southgate Station. On behalf of the entire community, I welcome you into our fold. Visit me in my office in the Commons as soon as you've rested so that we can discuss your duties in the coming days. Again, that doesn't really explain why you had to take tests to join these people. There's very few of them, and you would think they would really want anybody, whether you were skilled or intelligent or not to join, because there's always menial tasks that they can give you, in any society to be able to be useful to them in some way, and it just doesn't make any sense really to me. So let's see. Rathound leather armor. It's an armor suit. This armor is made of rathound leather. No matter how hard you try to wash it out, the faint stench of this filthy creature remains. Now, anything to do with rathounds is always going to have that saying right there of the stench of this creature is so enormous. If you're eating a sandwich made from rathound meat, they're going to say the stench is nasty. If you get better and better armor made with that rathound leather, it's the stench always does something to you. It's going to there's some really good armor out there that does a lot of damage protection, but then your persuasion like this is decreased by 3 because it smells so bad. People don't want to have anything to do with you, basically. And the armor penalty is 10%. Mechanical is 18%, and cold is 6%. So it's pretty nice, and there are pieces of armor out there that have positive stuff put on them, like you can get ones with like agility and dexterity plus, like an extra 2 or 3 points and things of that sort, but this one's just all negative to start with. Let's do a patching kit. It's a tool can be used to patch leather armors and tactical vest. If you look at the armor suit right here at the very bottom, it says durability, 240 out of 240 fabric. It's telling you what kind of material it is. This is fabric, and you can use a patching kit to increase that fabric durability. This one restores up to 150 fabric durability. And as you wear the armor and get hit with the armor on, it will slowly take damage, and you'll have to repair it if you want to keep wearing it. Granted, in this game you'll find plenty of leather armor as you start attacking people, so you can just replace it with better stuff or equal stuff as you get more and more armor. Mechanical repair kit. It's a tool. Can be used to repair mechanical pieces of gear such as firearms, melee weapons, and middle armor. Restores up to 150 mechanical durability. This is something you're probably going to have to buy quite a bit of if you're using guns and things of that sort, because you don't really get a lot to replace them very quickly, and they do get damaged really, really fast. I mean, the more you use them, the more damage they take, and it's pretty crazy. I had to buy quite a few of these on my last playthrough. So let's go ahead and take all of that. Go through the last locker, and you get a health hypo. It's medicine, a hypo filled with blood and enzymes that catalyze rapid regeneration process. Double check your blood type before use. Instantly recovers or restores 160 health points. AP cost is 10, cooldown 2 turns. If your bandages, medicine, bandages can be used to treat light wounds, restores 280 health points over 7 seconds. Health must be over 40% in order for bandages to be effective. Cannot be used in combat. So if you look at your health, you'll see we have 180 points of health, and it says 100%. As you take damage, you'll lower and lower your health, and you'll get a different percentage. If it's under 40%, you can't use these bandages. You'll have to use something like these health hypos, or run back to town and talk to the doctor. Now, on these health hypos, you can use them in combat, unlike the bandages, which you cannot use in combat. You have to get out of combat, kill all the enemies, or run away and zone to another screen to use those. And these you can only use every 2 turns. I believe when you're playing it on hard, I'm playing it on easy, by the way, guys, because of the last playthrough was just so incredibly difficult. I figured we'll go ahead and put it on easy, try our luck with that, and see how well we do. And then when the game comes out, maybe once we have a better understanding of how things work, we'll put it back up on normal, which is hard in my opinion. Yeah, I think the cooldown is like 5 turns or 6 turns. So a little bit more that you can use these, but again, you don't get too many of these. You either have to buy them or find them in chests here and there, and they're not too common. So let's go ahead and take all of that. Now we'll put the light switch on. And if you ever get a lot of stuff that you don't want, you can come back and put it in your personal locker or the shelves. You can put them anywhere actually, but If you put them in your personal locker, at least they're always over here next to a town that you know you can sell to. We'll go ahead and check these doors. You see electronics 50. You need a lockpicking ability or your skill to be 50 to open those, or 30, which we don't quite have yet. And some of them you can't even open at all. And if you see these cameras, these security cameras, they're watching you. So if you try picking these locks and these cameras see you, you're going to get into a fight. They're not going to like you for doing that because it's red. So you got to be very careful where you do that. If you don't have the stealth skill, you're not probably going to be able to open those anytime soon, or even at all. Let's see, where do we want to go? We want to go down to, I believe it's the Commons and Katina, which is where Tanner, I believe, is at. It's been a while since I talked to him. So let's see, we can go down here to the shelves. If it doesn't show up a red hand, you're perfectly fine to take anything that's in them. Granted, they don't have anything in those to take. But if it shows up as red, definitely do not want to take it unless you're stealth and you know you can get away with it. So these guys are commoners. I hear the south tunnel has collapsed for miles. I guess all the visitors are stuck here for a while. My shift starts soon. Commoner in dialogue, so maybe he's planning on doing something with that guy later on because he's the only one that actually starts a conversation. What's up? How's it going? Did you sleep through the earthquake? I'm so tired from digging. How's it going? Did you sleep through the earthquake? So you can see they kind of repeat themselves. I actually wish, because I hate it when they do it in the games where these extra characters are just sitting here and they all say the same thing and they go through like 4 or 5 phrases and they just repeat themselves over and over and over again. I wish they would kind of put something in here where they weren't clickable at all, and maybe they're talking to themselves and they say something along the lines of they don't trust you yet because you just showed up and nobody wants to talk to you and things of that sort, and that would negate the ability to have to click on them and just see the same 5 texts going over and over again. And it would make sense. It would go along with the story, and maybe as the game progresses, you know, when you enter the room, they would give you little tips every so often, like, hey, did you know you can kill rat hounds and turn them into armor, or something along those lines. And it wouldn't really require that much text to do, or that much programming, I don't think, to do that. But they kind of went with the common method, which is something that a lot of games do that I'm not a big fan of, which is just a few little pieces of conversation that they repeat over and over and over again. I hear the south tunnel has collapsed for miles. I guess all the visitors are stuck here for a while. It might be a few weeks before we can clear up the south tunnel. And then of course you have Aureen here. You met Aureen during your testing period. She's in charge of food preparation and rationing. Ha! We used to make fun of Tanner's stupidity high standards when admitting new people. Not the end of the world if we get someone imperfect, we said. And here you are, bringing us earthquakes on day 1. So she's very superstitious, apparently. I mean, you just showed up and she's already blaming you for the earthquakes. That's pretty crazy. Very funny. I was kidding. Don't take it seriously. Anyways, what do you need? So she was just joking around, or maybe she wasn't. Who knows? So how bad was it, the earthquake? So what else is new besides the earthquakes? So let's say, how bad was it? For us, not that bad. The south tunnel collapsed, so the train is out for a while. The station itself didn't suffer any major damages, as far as I know. I heard it much worse up north. Something about a Union freighter crashing and getting buried on a side rail near the core. Man, I can already imagine all the vermin crawling out of their holes to take a bite of that cake. And I'm not talking about rat hounds. So what else is new besides the earthquake? Why, he just kind of sidestepped that. It's pretty gruesome to be even thinking about that kind of... But let's go with that. Gorski's gathering up his squad. Don't know what they're up to, but they're armed. And that's going to be it. So the earthquake is what we already asked him about. I gotta go. Later on, I think she can actually sell stuff to you. She has footlockers here, but they're not red. Those are red. There's probably nothing in these then, since they're not red. Yeah, there's nothing in it. Now, the ones that are red, you can sometimes click on and see what's in them, but the moment you try taking anything, unless you just close it down, they're going to attack. And you'll see right up here in the top right corner, it says you are currently in a controlled zone. Setting traps or planting explosive near other characters might provoke them. If members of certain factions take damage from your traps or explosives, they will automatically track it back to you, and you will turn hostile. If members of certain factions discover traps or explosives planted by you, they will automatically track it back to you and will turn hostile. Now, that seems kind of unfair. It seems like if you're able to plant them without anybody seeing you, there shouldn't be any way they could track it back to you. But I guess the programmer wanted to make sure that you guys realize that towns are supposed to be off limits to fighting and not to do it unless you want to kill everybody in here. And I don't know if the game ends if you do that. You can kill every single person in here if you have the skill to do so, but you're going to miss out on all the quests. I mean, if you killed Tanner over here in this office, I don't know what happens. I guess we could try it one day and just see, but I doubt it just ends the game. It should, because that would really just stop you from being able to do anything else and progress further into the story. But so you got Jack Quicksilver up here. Haven't seen you around here before. You stuck in this new hole now as well? No, actually I'm new here. My name is DeMiro. Why would I be stuck? Who wants to know? So you have different ways of replying. You can be the trusting, open kind of character. You can be the inquisiting, curious kind, or you can be the kind that's basically saying, mind your own business. I'm not telling you anything if I don't have to. But we're going to go with, trusting and open, because that usually works out for the best in a lot of these situations, unless, of course, you're talking to enemies, and then maybe lying a little bit here and there actually helps out. Name's Jack Quicksilver. Where are you from, Jack? What brought you here in the first place? What do you do for a living? Are you a trader? Catch you later, Jack. Where are you from, Jack? I'm not a citizen of any place, if that's what you're asking. I travel around a lot. When I'm not on the train, I spend most of my time in Core City. What brought you here in the first place? What do you do for a living? So let's say, what brought you here in the first place? A lucrative business opportunity, but it slipped past me, unfortunately. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? What happened to that business opportunity? Now, if we pick this one, it's going to bring us into the quest that he has for us. So I'm going to ask him, what does he do for a living? And then we'll come back to this so that you can see all the text. Among other things, yeah. Are you looking to trade? Show me what you got to barter. So you can see all the stuff he has here for sale, and you can see all the money and stuff that you have on your side. Now, one of the things we're going to buy right off the bat would be lockpicks. You'll go ahead and just double click on it. You can hold the shift button down and click on it to select just a certain number of them, which I'll show you how to do right there. You can select and split it up into groups, and now you have 2 groups, just in case you wanted to buy 1 or 2 of those items. And then when you have what you want, you can do auto, and it will automatically tell you how much cash you need to buy these things. Now, 45 is kind of steep, especially at this level, but you need lockpicks. You're going to need a lot of them eventually. You're also going to want an Omni tool. Omni tools will allow you to open ventilation shafts. This requires a certain amount of lockpicking skill depending on targeting ventilation shafts. You probably don't need it this soon, but it is something you're going to need, so you might as well get it now, because there's not really anything else for you to spend your money on this early, other than psi abilities. But man, that's expensive. I almost want the psi abilities first, but we need these. I guess we'll go with that for now. That sucks. Man, that does suck. Trade it. Ugh, you just took all my money, punk. So now we can talk to him again. Let's see what happened with that business opportunity. It's a business secret. If you're interested in doing some work, though, that's something I can arrange. What's the pay? What kind of work? Perhaps later. So let's say what kind of work. Package delivery. I'll pay you in SGS credits. 100 pieces. You interested? Yeah, tell me the details. He beckons you closer. You know where the GMS warehouse block is? Yes, I know where that is. First, go to the barracks at the station platform here in SGS. This key will open up one of the footlockers and the package will be inside. He hands you the key. Take the package to the warehouse block, to the building just south of the GMS compound. A man will be waiting for the package there and you'll get your money. Why don't you just take the package yourself? Alright, actually I've changed my mind. So why don't you just take the package yourself? No questions. We will not speak of this again until the job is done. In dialogue. So he gave you the item. You can see you acquired the SGS barracks footlocker key, and Where you want to go for this quest is down to the very bottom level, not the top level, which is where most of your quests are to start with. And you can't do this yet. You need to get at least a couple of levels before you go and fight that. It's a trap. You know, I'm giving you a little bit of hint ahead of time because I went the wrong direction. I tried doing this quest, and he didn't set you up into a trap. He knew that people wanted that package, and the package is what they're after. They're not after you. They're not trying to kill you or anything like that. But he's using you as a decoy. The package you have is nothing in it and everything else along with it. And you have to kill, I think it's 3 guys, and it's pretty hard. One of them's a melee with a sledgehammer that does incredible amounts of damage, and the other 2 are weapons that shoot you from far away. So you're going to want to be prepared for that. You're going to want a certain amount of hypo sprays and things of that sort. So don't do that one just yet, but at least you have the quest to start with. And of course you can take a look around in the other rooms. It always pays to do that. You know, turn the light switch on so you can see, waste a little bit of their electricity and leave it on, because they're a bunch of punks. They won't give you anything. I mean, they should be giving you a lot more stuff. You just join their ranks, they should give you some armor or something. Which I guess they did. They left it in your stuff there, and that one's not red, so we can take it. It's cave hopper meat. Food. Cave hopper meat should not be consumed raw. It's much tastier in the form of a cooked meal. So it weighs a pound each. That's something you got to consider, how much it weighs. The value is 5 a piece, and you got 2 of them, so it's 10. So we'll take those. Come in here into these boxes. Boxes are usually locked electronically, and so if you don't have an electronic pick lock, you're not going to be able to open those. There's another box right here on the bottom. Nothing in that one. Let's check the shelves. Nothing in these either. Nope. And again, you can't really open those because they're red. But you can come over here and search around. Turn the light on because I'm not doing stealth. Let's see, we can go ahead and search this box. Nothing in that one, nothing in that one. I do believe there's something over here in this room. Nope. Thought there was. There's something right there, and that's the door. Yep, that's it. So let's go down here and talk to Tanner. Find our first quest. And you can see there's a lot of stuff in his office you wish you could loot, but you just can't, because he's sitting there watching you the whole time. Tanner notices you as you approach him, but remains focused on the monitors in front of him for a few more seconds as he types out something quickly. He then gives you his full attention and a friendly smile. Congratulations once again to Beryl, and welcome aboard. You scored highly on our test, no small feat that. I'm sure you'll turn out to be very valuable and respected citizen. Your welcoming party will have to wait though, I'm afraid, as there are some pressing matters keeping a lot of us occupied at the moment. That's alright as long as it happens eventually. Looking forward to that. Don't like parties much anyways, so say looking forward to it. So, I hope the earthquake didn't disturb you much and you were able to rest a little. We got our work cut out for us today. How you're doing? So, I guess he's asking how are you doing after an earthquake. You should be fine. You didn't actually suffer any damage, so it's about time. Do I get to shoot stuff? Doing well, thanks. So what's up? I'm well enough. What's the plan? How much damage did the earthquake cause? Skip the party. Cue the chores. I like this place already. So, how much damage did the earthquake cause? Not much damage to the station itself, and there were no casualties. However, the south tunnel has caved in, so we're stuck until that's cleared up. But it's nothing that you should be concerned yourself at this time. First, you can have your gun back. Lucas at the armory should have it. Since you'll be doing some field work today, I want you to head to the shooting range and warm up in case it gets ugly. Speak to Gorski if he's there. He'll help you set up for the first practice session. Once you're done, come back and see me again. I'll have your first mission ready for you. Those targets will never see it coming. Alright, I'll be back soon. This is a waste of time. I don't need any freaking warming up. Why don't we just cut to the chase? Well, we'll say those targets won't see it coming. Oh, and before you go, Dr. Pascal wanted to see you. So you should probably pop down to his office in the medical sector when you have time. In dialogue. So we're actually going to go see Dr. Pascal first. Now, we didn't pick the gun skill, so we're going to suck really, really bad with it. But that's alright, because that's not what we're going to be really using. So you can go down to the lower level station, platform, and barracks if you want to go ahead and see what that quest entails, picking up the packages down there. Also, the guys you have to fight are down there off to the right. Medical and psionics is where we're going to go next. And if you want to go down to Gorski, he's in the armory and the shooting range. So let's go to medical and psionics. And again, you can always check the doors. I believe this one had like 70 on it or something. 90, yeah, it was something ridiculous. This one you can't even open at all. It just doesn't have the ability. I'm sure it will later down the road, maybe for something part of the story, you'll be able to open it. The lights are already on in here. You got a commoner who's sitting here working out. You got a couple shelf units that you can't open. You got targets you can come over here and punch. In fact, let me do that. You can see you're doing quite a bit of damage. I mean, that's pretty good, but that's because we did strength. I remember doing this with my other guy, and I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So we're doing pretty good like that. Desk you could loot as well, but you can't really do that. There's a light switch here, so if you have the stealth abilities, turn that on, and this guy won't see you nearly as easy. Let's see. Go over here first, since the guy we're going to need to talk to is in that room. Look around a little bit more. You got foot lockers over here. Probably nothing in them, which is why it's still yellow. Yeah. You got somebody over here who is injured. And a doctor. Luckily, there was no fatalities in the earthquake. Yeah, look at that guy. He looks pretty injured to me. Go ahead and check the foot lockers. Again, you know there's not going to be anything in them because it's yellow, and there's a person standing here, otherwise it'd be red. Yeah. You got shelf units over here. Again, you can't loot any of this stuff. And here's the Dr. Pascal. Hello, Demiro. First of all, let me congratulate you on your remittance to our little station. I'm sure you'll love it here. It's good that you came. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about some of the results from these tests we did earlier. Is there something wrong with me? What exactly? No, quite the contrary. Sorry if I scare you. You see, test results show that you have a certain amount of psionic abilities. The what? I'm not crazy. You mean like I can read people's minds? How much potential? So we're going to say, I'm not crazy. I'm not saying you are. It's not a bad thing. On the contrary, it's a great gift to inherit. And it won't make you, I mean, it doesn't have to make you go insane. So I guess it does kind of have that ability to make you go insane. Okay, let me just tell you a bit about the psionic potential first. It's a relatively rare inheritance complex genetic trait that triggers development of certain otherwise latent components in the brain. It allows a person to perform such subtle psionic invocations such as influencing the minds of others, as well as some not so subtle ones such as causing radical temperature changes and telekinetic manipulations. So how do I realize this potential? How did this genetic trait come to be? All this sounds disturbing. I don't want any psionic mumbo-jumbo going on in my head. So let's ask, how did this genetic trait come to be? No one is really sure. Research indicates that it's relatively recent genetic mutation, but it sure could not have been a random one. So many things about it are just too complex and convenient to be anything else but artificially designed. There are no problems with this theory, though. Former biotech heads of genetic research, Hal Roch, outlines these problems best in his thesis. I won't bore you with the details, but the essence of the problem is that with the technology that we currently have at our disposal, creating, testing, and integrating such complex genetic structures is simply not possible without a colossal amount of trial and error work. So much trial and error work, Roch argued, that even if you combine all the genetic processors in the world in his time and let them work on the subject for the entire time of their existence, they would still be extremely unlikely to produce these results. Furthermore, Roch points out that the areas of the brain where the psionic activity takes place were never even properly chart it, let alone genetically decode it. So you see, it's a bit of a mystery. We know much more about how to make it work than how actually it works. Enough already. You could have just said you didn't know, or interesting. So I guess that is interesting that they know how to make it work. They just don't know how it works. Indeed, it is. Anyways, is there something else you wanted to know? So how do I realize this potential? You must first disable your psionic inhibitor. It's a neural structure in your brain that prevents you from accessing your psionic projection centers. We assume it was designed to prevent the infants from unwittingly harming themselves or those around them. There are ways to do this by extended meditation, but that can take years. We have more efficient methods nowadays. Continue. He reaches into his pocket and takes out a large red pill. This pill will take care of the inhibitor. So basically, it's like the Matrix. Take the red pill or the blue pill. Is this process painful or dangerous? Forget it. Doc, I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. Alright, I'll take it. Do I need to prepare somehow? Take the pill and swallow it. Let me ask you something else first. I don't know what it means by the old-fashioned way, if there's somebody you can go talk to or not. Let's go ahead and ask him if the process is dangerous. No, not at all. Well, maybe a bit dangerous, but it's not painful at all. Much. You might get a bit woozy, but that's it. Forget it, Doc. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. Alright, I'll take it. Do I need to prepare for it somehow? No, just go ahead and swallow it. Let's see what he says when I say forget it, Doc. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. He sighs. It's your time to waste. I can't help you with that, though. I'm a doctor, not a monk. Come to me if you change your mind. So, let's just go ahead and take it again. Let's talk about the psionic ability. Yeah. Okay, take the pill and swallow it. You force a large pill down, and for a while, nothing happens. I don't think it's working. DeMiro, are you alright? Can you hear me? Yes, so the screen is flashing different colors. I'm guessing it's working. Ah, good, you're awake. How are you feeling? My head hurts. What happened? Disabling the inhibitor seems to have caused a psionic surge, but you're alright now. Continue. While you were out, I took the liberty of performing some more DNA testing to determine the actual levels of your psionic potential. That's pretty disturbing. While I'm out, he went ahead and just started taking some of my DNA without even asking. Your psionic potential is great. I suggest that you start training immediately. So how do I start learning psionic abilities? I'll keep that in mind, but I have other business to attend to right now. You'll have to talk to those already adept at it and see if they will teach you. We have two very good specialists in our station. Quentin is well versed in metathermics, which is the area of psionic development that deals with instigating rapid temperature changes and chemical reactions. He used to be one of the biotech researchers working on new applications of psionics. You'll find him in the agrarian level. Bison is our martial arts expert. He can teach you psychokinetics and how to effectively use it in unarmed combat if that's something you are interested in. He's usually in the gymnasium across the hall, but I think he's helping with clearing up the tunnels right now, so you'll find him at the station platform. Thought control discipline is considered by many to be the nefarious, and it's also the hardest to really get good at. I'm not sure who here can teach you it. I heard rumors that Erzin, the chief of engineering, is actually a powerful mind controller, but I don't know if that's true. Most people here, including me, know nothing about Izo, so it might just be that some of them are making this stuff up. Anyways, I have to get back to work now. If you have more questions, you can come see me anytime. So let's go ahead and end dialogue. So we can go ahead and go talk to 3 different people if we want. Before we do, I'll come back over here and show you guys that there is another little room here with another person in it. This guy right here, the surgeon. If you want to buy something, talk to Pascal. I'm busy. And there's a few other little things in the back, the foot locker, another locker, and things of that sort. So you can always come over here and pick a lock. Now, if you ever get hurt, your little health is down, you know, even just 1 point, and you want to heal yourself, but you don't want to use any of your potions, your hypo sprays, or your bandages, and you're near town, you can come back and talk to him, Pascal, and he will heal you for free, all the way to full life. Now, as far as your psionic ability, your power goes, we have 255 out of 255, and when this goes down, it doesn't go back up on its own, as far as I can tell. So you have to use some kind of potion or something to get that to go up. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go over and talk to, let's see, engineering, and see what he has in store for us. Here we go. So you can go into this room. It's locked. Can't loot that. And the guy we're looking for is actually down. So we're going to go up real quick just to talk to these people and see what they have to say. It's always a good idea to look around, talk to as many people as possible. You never know when they're going to open up another quest for you or something really cool. We can go and check the barrel, which means there's nothing in it. And there actually is something in it. Let me close that down. Well, let's go ahead and try to loot it. And they didn't attack us. Because I guess it was in the trash. I hope the energy core is intact. It's end of the line for this little guy. Did you know that this particular model has a built-in taser? It was removed in the later models. So let's talk to Harold. Hi, you must be the new guy. My name is Harold. I run this little workshop here. Nice to meet you, Harold. I'm DeMiro. So, you looking for something specific, or are you just looking around? Do you have any stuff for trade? I was just looking around. So let's say, do you have any stuff for trade? I've got plenty. Take a look. Well, I don't have any money, but we'll take a look. So he has an Omni tool, he has some mechanical repair kits, and he has some lock picking that you might need. Another cool thing that you probably will need is these supercharged lithium cells. Now, if you get the tool, and this guy doesn't have one, but if you get the tool to be able to open up electronical locks, it has energy on it. And eventually you have to recharge that device, and this is what you use to recharge that device. And they're fairly expensive, so something you're not going to waste or buy too often. Toxic sludge. And you see he only has a certain amount of money, so you can sell him the stuff he's looking for right here on the top. He's looking for 3 repair kits, 3 metal components, 3 phenomena components, 2 armor parts, 3 molds, 1 blueprint, and 3 bolts of cloth. That's all he's really looking for. And if you try to sell him anything else, he won't buy it. Like, I can't sell him meat, it's grayed out over here. I can't sell him my armor, it's grayed out. I can't sell him any lockpicking stuff, it's grayed out. Even though he sells the lockpicking stuff, he's not looking to buy it right now. And that will change every time you show back up. He will also sell you blueprints, bear trap, caltrops, combat knife, crossbows, mechanical bolts, recycling items. This is something I would suggest getting. Repair kits, something I would suggest getting as well, sledgehammer, and throwing knives. Now these are fairly expensive. These are all white ones. Later on you can get green and even higher level repair recipes that you can then make stuff out of, which cost even more money. But since we don't have very much money to use, and he doesn't really have anything we absolutely have to have right now, we're not going to buy anything from him. So let's head on back down here. And this door is locked, I believe. Yeah, it's locked. Najid. I need more caffeine. No time to chat, have to get this done today. There's plenty of stuff to loot in here if you're able to do it. Let's check out this door. Locked. Foot locker is open. Nothing in it. Oh, we got Wayne over here. If I run the script, it'll make all the sentry bots spin around and play disco music. We used to be able to take direct control over auto turrets, but Tanner revoked that for safety reasons. Guess he didn't want anybody trying to take over the whole facility for themselves. As he turns around to face you, you immediately notice there is something off with this man. His face is pale and hairless. He is missing one of his eyes, and instead of wires protrude from his eye socket, traveling over the side of his face, disappearing down the back of his neck. The other eye is almost colorless, with the pupil so contracted that you question whether he can even see at all. He speaks with a calm and even voice. Hello, DeMiro. I am Izar. I act as the head network administration and chief of the entire engineering sector. Do you have anything to trade, barter? Are you blind, Izar? What is it exactly that you do here? I hear you are a powerful mind controller. Is that true? So we can jump straight into it. Let's go ahead and ask him what he does exactly. My specificality, the cyber departments or the engineering sector. I meant you, the cyber department, the engineering sector. So let's say I meant you. I make sure that all the parts of the station internal network are communicating properly and security and all the scripts are running as they should. How about the cyber department? We maintain and improve the station's internal network. We write programs for the automated systems in the station. And what do you do specifically? What does the engineering sector do in general? I make sure all the parts of the station internal, I already said that. I also oversee all operations of the engineering sector. What does the engineering sector do in general? We construct, deconstruct, research, upgrade. Listing all the specific things we do would take too much time. Go around and talk to the people working here. They might be willing to let you know the details of their projects. Okay, so that's all. Let's talk about something else. Are you blind, Izor? Izor raises his hand slowly and extends it towards you. He holds two of his fingers in front of your face for a moment, each pointing at one of your eyes before retracting the hand. So I guess he can see exactly where we're at. So let's say I hear you are a powerful mind controller. Is that true? Izor remains silent and just stares at you. If this is true, I'd like to learn from you. Forget I asked. He just keeps staring at you. Stare back at him. This is pointless, leave. So stare back at him. At first, nothing happens, and the two of you just stand there staring at each other. Your thoughts slowly start to drift away from what you were doing, and you almost don't even notice that you are losing control of your body. The world around you blurs away, until the only thing you clearly see is Izor's one eye staring at you. It seems as if it's not looking at your face, but through it, into your mind. Will, try to wrestle back the control of your body. Give in and let Izor take over. So, the first time I did this on the last game, I didn't have this ability, the will ability. And I have 10 will ability or points in my will. So we're going to go ahead and try this and see what that does. You feel Izor's surprise as you fight back, and for a moment you are able to break his grip on you. Continue focusing and attempt to take control of him. Break off eye contact and attempt to disengage. Quickly reach for your weapon and attack before he can take control again. So we're going to say continue focusing and attempt to take control of him. You attempt to reach out for him with your mind, but the elements of surprise is gone. Izor will wraps around you and crushes your consciousness. Continue. Now this I think is inevitable. This is what he does. He zaps you to like a mind-altering state where you then have to fight one of these little side beetles. You find yourself on a small island in the middle of the lake with no recollection of how you got here. Now this is actually a part of the game later on. I don't know how he got you here, but he got you here. So now you can come over here and try to fight this guy. The only ability we have though, before we get into a fight, let's go into our inventory and put our armor on. And we don't have a weapon because we didn't go down to the armory and do that part yet. So let's come over here and try to fight this guy. Nice. We may not be able to do this attack. What kind of attack? Attack the target with the currently equipped weapon. Heavy punch. So we're going to put the heavy punch down. That might be the only way we can do this. So shut this. We have to wait our turn before we can attack this guy. And he's running away. Neural overload. He did 10 to us. So let's go ahead and use heavy punch on this guy. Ah, come on. That's the best I can do. This is going to be a long fight. I should have got my weapon. Or a weapon. Would have been nice. Let's do another heavy punch. I guess we can use that every turn, which is kind of nice. There you go. I could do 4 turns. 4 hits. Which is more than you can do with a weapon. You usually can only get about 2 hits with a weapon. There we go. Miss, miss, miss. And that's something you need to get accustomed to. It's going to happen quite a bit. You're going to miss a whole lot in this game. especially at the very beginning when you're still working on your skills. Nice, come on. Come on. We were doing just fine a minute ago. And he's doing just fine hitting us. Let's see, 94% chance. Still missing. Let's come over here and pick up this mine shroom. Not enough points. Nice. Pick that up. Let's see. Let's try it again. There we go. I guess maybe we just had to move because we weren't hitting him at all. Maybe because he's facing us. Maybe that's why. There we go. Wow. Ugh, not again. So I guess you're passing out. And it returns us back to our room. Now, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. If you like these episodes, please hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely leave comments down below. I'd love to hear back from your feedback and what you guys think of the game so far. Again, it is a really cool game. It's still in development. It has a few flaws here and there, a few things that I think it should change, make it easier for overall gameplay for far more people to be able to actually get into it, and a little bit easier here and there. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.